To shed more light on that issue and the economic significance of these major developmental projects in the Upper Egypt, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Heba Ashraf, the full-time lecturer of economics in a private university at the Faculty of Economics and Political Science. Dr. Heba.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to you, Dr.
Good
Heba.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Heba. President Sisi inaugurated today a number of developmental projects in Upper Egypt. How do you see this pace of development there?
Well, actually, we are regaining the pace that we lost last year because of the coronavirus attack. It has been slowed down a little bit. 7 years ago, we started this development pace, and it was increasing since 2017 and 2019. His Excellency and the Cabinet are actually catching up with this pace again this year, and it's very clear in his active activity last months, as you can see.
Yes. How far actually understanding regional and global resources would be effective in order to secure sustainable development in Egypt?
To achieve sustainable development, we have to understand what does it mean. Sustainable development itself is that you sustain the resources that you have for future generations and using them efficiently as much as possible. So this cannot be done actually without understanding domestic and regional and international resources that we have in order to use it efficiently as much as possible.
Indeed. Dr. Heba, also President Sisi opened a number of projects executed by the Haya Karima, or the Decent Life Initiative, in Asyut, Sohag, Qina, Aswan, Lux, and Luxor. That includes hospitals and the medical units. Would you please shed more light on the role of the Decent Life Initiative here on these projects and the developmental projects that we are seeing the inauguration of?
Decent Life is an integrated policy program. It is not just one part or one field.
Yeah.
Decent Life, from its name, is to provide people with all the access to decent life services and basic needs. It's not only about decreasing poverty or alleviating poverty. It's not about only decreasing hunger, providing people with basic access to sanitization and so on. It's also providing them with good health services and education. You are getting people into a better life, and, as we say, well-being. So these integrated projects actually serve this very much. By the way, Decent Life is not just the action of the government itself or the cabinet itself. It's also a collection of NGOs, private sector. The whole society is playing a role in Decent Life too.
Yeah.
It's a mega project, by the way.
Indeed. Dr. Heba, what is actually here the economic significance of developing the rural areas, and why are the rural areas important to the country's economic development in general?
When we say development for any country, we really need to decrease the gap between rural areas and urban areas, majorly in the provision of services and so on. If you look to the rural areas, they are very much rich in resources, like basic resources, which is the labor, the raw material. Also, rural areas sometimes are, or most of the time actually, they are specialized in either the production of some agricultural products or industrial products. So putting emphasis on these areas and providing them with services and development in order to enhance both labor and the production, whatever it is in any field, is actually an add-on to the economy. It's a very big power.
Indeed. Dr. Heba, how far developing the human potential essentially creates a path towards a sustainable well-being of the citizens?
The citizen is the core of the development. You cannot make any development without the citizen. And His Excellency and the Cabinet are very much interested in providing this to the people and telling them this message by all ways. You are the center of this development program, and we need to provide you with all your needs so that you can sustain this development. You cannot sustain it without a citizen who is provided with the basic needs and the basic services. Okay, in addition to having a decent work-life environment and other services that actually enhances well-being. All these actually serves within the context of also the Sustainable Development Goals.
Actually, Dr. Heba Ashraf, our full-time lecturer of economics in the private university at the Faculty of Economics and Political Science, thank you very much for your precious input and for being our guest for today.